All right, Shalom, call all y'all about Shem Yahushua. I just made this a quick lesson about um, these missiles. You still got people saying the missiles not in the scriptures. Nah, I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna let this video play. It's in the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 11. It says, but yeah, I'm gonna start at verse 10. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up." Now, what would do something like this? When people be like, "Oh, yeah, that ain't the missiles ain't in the scriptures." That's a fear tactic. And you read down to verse 11, it says, "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening to the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat." And when it's talking about the heavens, it's not talking about the sky burning up and nothing like that. It's talking about Esau heaven. It says, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that follows thereafter. So right now we in Esau heaven. Once they heaven pass away, then we're gonna be in our heaven. I'm gonna let this play.
The Prime Minister warning that the country's new hypersonic nuclear-capable missile renders all defenses useless. It's impossible to intercept and locate.
And this is the shit that's going on, but you got silly shit popping up. Let's see what's trending today. What type of silly dumb shit they got trending today? There's be all type of stuff they'll put online and have people feeding into it real heavy. You don't really have too many people talking about this. I mean, you got certain Aki on there where they'll alert. You got stuff like let me go back up. People wilding out over this this Endgame movie and Mortal Kombat and shit like that. You got Alice Jones stuff going on. What's this? The PyCon, whatever it is. I don't even really care for none of this. I'm just showing this was so-called trending, what people be paying attention to. Some movie called The Intruder. Hey, this finna be the real intruder right here.
Sounds like a movie trailer. Here now is David Sears, a retired Navy SEAL. I mean, you rattle all that off, David.
And look at this. That's Esau for you. This how a devil look. Look how proud he look.
And it sounds like a thing from the future that you see on the screen. I guess the question is, do we believe that Russia indeed has this?
And listen to this devil answer. This what Obadiah talking about right here.
The ability to deploy this.
I don't think they have the ability to deploy it right now. So it's always questionable what Russia does have in terms of technology. They're very good at deception.
But who the ultimate deceivers are? Okay, I'm gonna play another video after this. When you go into the word the devil, because you have people be like, "Oh, the devil doing this, the devil doing that." They don't understand the definition of words. The word devil goes back to diablos, which goes back to being a deceiver, being deceptive, cunning, or whatever you want to call it like that. And that's what they do. They deceive and they play like. Because if he was a former SEAL, what the SEALs was trained to do, if you have any familiarity with military people, they trained to lie. So they ain't gonna fucking tell you that they know this shit real. But anyway, let me read this in the book of Obadiah real quick. It's in the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, it says, in verse 3, it says, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as an eagle," you look at the dollar bill, a lot of the statues, the symbol for America is the eagle. It says, "And though thou set thy nest among the stars, that's where I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh." Now, who else really got their stuff amongst the stars like that? Now, you got other agencies out there, but the main chief culprit is the Edomites over in America. Let me type this in real quick. Some girl text me. I'll hit her back in a minute. This is more important. Because a lot of you women, too, you proud-ass women, the only way y'all getting out of here when this shit happen is through a man. You ain't getting out of here on your damn own. The Most High ain't even working like that. He dealing with the sons, the men. Let's see. ISS space station. That's why I said that day 7 women should take hold of one man. Because you already got stuff kicking off. Like I was looking at the Apostles video earlier. You had Apostle Tahar and all the other apostles I actually learned a lot of information from. we're talking about this these outbreaks that's been going on. You got the measles outbreak. You got people getting sick from getting the damn vampire facials, which they extract blood and put needles in your face and all that shit, which is completely filthy. You got E. coli springing up. They talking about Ebola again. You got the bubonic plague. They've been mentioning that here and there. So it's hella shit that's about to break out. When you look at this image right here, this is a nest amongst the stars. This is what. So these scriptures ain't made up, man. You have people called that the Bible infiltrated. That's another thing for you dumbass niggas to be like, oh, the Bible was infiltrated. A white man wrote that book. If a white man wrote this book and they knew NASA set this nest amongst the stars, they would have took that up out of there because they would have made sure that was hidden. Same thing with the eagle stuff and all that. They'd have took all that. They definitely would have took the book of Obadiah out of here if they wrote this. This book of Obadiah condemns Esau. Which, when you look at the characteristics of Esau, being the cunning hunter, man of the field, born red all over like a hairy garment. Hey, it's only one select amount of people that fit that description on this planet. There you go, the nest amongst the stars. I was just trying to find an image with stars in the background a little bit. Because you have people still saying the earth is flat and all this other dumb shit. Earth not flat. All you gotta do is take a cruise ship and watch the sunset on the horizon, and you can see the curve in the earth. Go across the Atlantic. Some people ain't even been out the damn states, but they know the earth flat though. But these missiles and shit, man, and these scriptures, you can't get around them because it's definitely in there. All the information that you need to know, the questions people have, is in there, and all the stuff is coming to fruition. And I'm gonna let this play a little bit more, and I'm gonna go into the Book of Revelation.
Been part of their modus operandi for years, going way back, and they're prone to exaggeration. It's also the
exaggeration. Okay, let's see what he say about the timing.
Timing of this is a little bit suspect, as we come to negotiating or pulling out of different nuclear.
No, the timing of this ain't suspect, because you know what? The Most High, like the scripture say, I want to say it's in Book of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, if I'm mistaken, when it says the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord, and he turneth whatsoever he may. And that's what he's doing right now. You got Kim Jong-un meeting with Putin. Putin just did a deal with the new Cuban leader down there. So they got facilities being built right now as I speak down there in Cuba. That's why they brought a video out not too long ago saying, which I'm going to backtrack and go to it, saying they got a missile that can reach U.S. mainland within 5 minutes, which it don't really take that long to get from Cuba to the U.S. because Cuba is like right there near Miami, right there by Florida. And they had videos showing them shoot these missiles at Florida. So, and through the Spirit, the Lord got me up out of Florida too. And Lord's willing, whatever other family members is meant to make it and all that stuff, they get from up out of there also, because I know it's going to be some heavy shit going on down there. You got a lot of military bases, a lot of nuclear facilities, a lot of ports, and all type of stuff down there going on in Florida. Let me play this some more.
Non-proliferation treaties and things like that. So it's always questionable.
The difference here, as we look at this graphic on the screen, is a missile that would be fired goes from point A to point B, precision to take it from one spot to the other. But as you saw in that graphic there, this hypersonic missile can kind of go up and down, side to side, all over the place and get to where it eventually wants to go, in theory.
Right. That's really the big difference. So ballistic missiles, think of it like a fly ball in baseball. It goes up and it comes down with gravity. So you can calculate, given enough information, the trajectories, and then, in theory, intercept that and have your own calculations that allow you to fire another object to intercept it. Whatever.
And see, that's the pride of these damn devils, because they think they're the only ones that got technology that can conquer and do everything, not realizing that the Most High put a spirit on these other smiths. Like the scriptures say, I created the smith to blow up the coals. When you look up the word smith, Smith definition. A worker in metal, treat metal by heating, hammering, forging it. when you go back to the word, and I brought this out in another lesson too, but I'm bringing it out again because I happen to see this online. It says, denoting a person skilled in creating something with a specified material. You got, and it ain't no coincidence that them German scientists, those are the ones that ultimately helped create these nukes. Because when you had when they split up them Nazi scientists, which were the Germans, you split them up, and America got some, Russia got some. The other countries, they got some of them too. They actually travel to different regions of the world. But ultimately, the main people was Russia and America. Now, you go back to the word, the Smith, it goes back to German. Now, ain't no coincidence that the Most High put that in the scriptures, man. You can't make this up, man. You got Smith, and it goes back to Dutch. It's Schmidt. You got the German. It's Schmid. And that's what it goes back to. Now, there's some other definitions too they got, but I ain't gonna go too far into it. You want to look it up for yourself. Like all this information, whoever here come out. Don't just take my word for it. Do your homework. Do your research. That's why we have books for. That's why we got internet for, not just for folly.
This would be like a fastball mixed with the curveball, mixed with the slider, mixed with the change.
I see Esau being a damn comic right now. This missile ain't got shit to do with baseball. You throw a baseball, that shit gonna move in a slight manner. These missiles they not on the same level as a damn baseball. They on a higher level. And he think this shit funny.
Yeah, right? Under that analogy.
It'd be like a drone baseball. It could stop in mid-flight. It wouldn't stop mid-flight, but just completely change direction on you. Even a curveball has a trajectory to it. Right. So this would be unpredictable. If it can maneuver, that's what we're trying to do with all these hypersonic weapons, is get them to maneuver, but at a very high speed. Then the trajectory becomes unpredictable, and the problems to shoot that down get a lot more difficult.
If Russia indeed has this capability, if you were to take them at their word, could they beat the U.S. to the punch here?
They could. That's one of the issues with these hypersonic weapons, is that it decreases your decision time to a response to a nuclear strike. So the danger.
And that's what's gonna happen. I just could say the pride of the heart have deceived it because they think can't nobody fuck with them. Because this place, when you look at the history, all these other countries and regions of the world, some type of major catastrophe hit the mainland. There ain't nothing hit over here yet, man. At all. You had a little bullshit, a little psyop attacks, but not on the scale of what's about to happen.
Of miscalculation by either side starts to become magnified because it takes hypersonic is considered Mach 5 to up to like Mach 20, really fast. Mach 5, we're talking about 1 mile per second. Mach 20, you're talking about 4 miles per second. So you can cover a lot of ground very quickly with these things and catch somebody by surprise.
Not that it is expected that Russia would fire something.
And that's what the scriptures say. The Lord should come like a thief in the night. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be like a thief in the night. We'll have people murking it up. It's going to be stuff breaking out, civil unrest, riots and shit like that. People stealing food, pestilence spreading around and stuff too. But still, certain stuff still going to be moving. You had a FEMA camp active from certain shit breaking out. The chip going to be implemented. And then next thing you know, you're going to look up and you're going to see these bright lights and shit and hear this sound. And they're going to have that alert they've been testing on cell phones. People thought that was a joke too when they tested it on the phone. So they thought it was a joke. People was looking at it all stupid and shit. I remember that day. I'll never forget it. Everybody had this stupid look on their face when that alert went off. But the next one is going to be the real one.
Something like this anytime soon. But if they have the capability, does the United States at this point stand to be able to defend itself from something like this?
Not right now. I mean...
Okay, so I'm going to go into the scripture right here. It says, Book of Revelations, chapter 18. I'm going to start at verse 15. It says, Heaven rejoices over Babylon at the top. In this book right here I'm reading, so you see it. But 15 it says, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her, and who is the her? America. It says, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. saying the last, that great city that was called in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. And this ain't talking about Rome or none of that stuff. Yeah, people talking about this Rome or Italy and all that, where the Pope be at. It's not talking about that. There ain't no merchants and none of that stuff trading over there like that. All the main trade is done over here. All the heavy importing I should say, comes over here. You got the West Coast ports by Alaska, the Gulf Coast. We got the Gulf ports. You got the southernmost ports like by Florida and Georgia because they ended up building some new ports down there like Mayport and stuff. Then you got it down there by Miami. Then you got the ports up by New York area. So that's where the main ports at. It says in verse 15, it says, the merchants of these things, which were made rich by her, shall stand afar off, for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches has come to naught. And every shipmaster, and all the company and ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. Now, but this was infiltrated though. You have people still saying this was infiltrated. So for this to be infiltrated, that means you got to throw out the whole book. Then you can't pick what you like and say, oh, this was right, but the rest is infiltrated. That don't make no fucking sense. But anyway, it says verse 18. It says, and cried when they saw the smoke and her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, the great city, wherein were made rich, and all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. And what this guy just said, they ain't got no defense against this shit. The only defense they got, they finna go hide in these space stations. They finna go hide in these underwater little ports and stations they got down there like Aquaman and shit. And they got caves and bunkers and shit they finna go hide in.
Stand to be able to defend itself from something like this.
Not right now. I mean, we've seen our anti-ballistic missile
Oh,
programs.
let me run that back one more time.
Does the United States,
this your proud Navy SEAL saying this now.
at this point, stand to be able to defend itself from something like this?
Not right now. I mean, we've seen our anti-ballistic missile programs, and you saw a lot of those being put under scrutiny with, a year and a half ago or so as we were looking at North Korea. And
then you have people be, oh, well, what you gonna do? Well, hey, I'm gonna let the scripture speak on what I'm gonna do. Let me go to this real quick. I want to say it's in the book of Psalms, I ain't mistaken, but I just want to search it real quick because I don't want to make this video too long. So I'm just trying to get straight to the points. This is Bible verse. Enter into thy chambers. Oh, it's actually in Isaiah. It says in Isaiah 26:20, so you can mark it and read it for yourself. It's talking about these ships. That's why they got a space force too, because they know these ships gonna manifest on a high level. It says, "Come, my people, into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed." And the indignation is talking about these nukes. That's the indignation of the Most High and His Son. Because He is sending His Son back with the angels. That's why it's in the book of Revelations. But the scriptures was infiltrated, though. You let these morons tell it. Now, this for the people that say, oh, what you gonna do? Lord's willing, I'll be one of those men to be able to go into the chambers for a little while this stuff go down. And that's the main point of bringing out these words. Teaching people, edifying, alerting people, allowing people to know. Allowing them to learn the names, know the names, and change their ways and walk in a better way. So when the Lord looked down and He sent His angels down to mark everybody, mark the men and sign the cry, He'll see like, okay, yeah, these men, they ready to get up out of here. They ready to see this place go too. And ultimately, it's already predestined anyway who's going to be doing what. So, read this scripture. I'm going to end this off. It's in the book of Revelation, chapter 21. And I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, "And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for a husband." Now, the reason why I'm reading this because when it says, "Come, my people," it's talking about Jerusalem. The people make the place. Wherever you go at, you go to Georgia, you go to Atlanta, you can tell certain people from a certain area because those people really make that area. You go to Miami, same stuff. Miami known for people that have locks, ride certain cars, got gold teeth, a bunch of jewelry and stuff, dress a certain way. Same thing in Atlanta. New York, same thing. The people make the place. So that's why it says, "And I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband." It says, "And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men." And that's why I said at the beginning, you women, how y'all escaping all this stuff too? If it's meant for you to, it's going to be through your man. So all that proud ass shit, trying to fight your man, buck up against your man, give him hell when we already dealing with hell. Hey, all that shit going out the window. Because Most High going to set everything in order how it's supposed to be set in order. It says, "On the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And Yahweh himself shall be with them and be their power." And that's what's going to happen, man. That's what we got coming for us. That's the light at the end of the tunnel. Because you have people with all these other doctrines that worship Buddha and Allah and Shiva and Krishna and whatever other bullshit they come up with. The people who talking about African roots don't even know where the word Africa come from. It's just a whole bunch of nonsense. All them false doctrines and philosophies is to basically remain here and make this place better. But this is saying the exact opposite. This place gonna be done away with, and we're gonna get put back in our land how it's supposed to be. And it's gonna be made of gold, precious stones. We're gonna be able to be fruitful and multiply how we're supposed to. We're gonna be able to serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushua how we're supposed to. Be able to keep the commandments. Be able to eat undefiled food. Have undefiled water. Undefiled women. And on top of that, all these heathens that ran these businesses, these corner stores, these salons, grocery stores, and taxed our people unrighteously, we're going to be above them. Now, what person in their right mind don't want that? Shalom.